keep this on 7 cards in the blind. Bad if we draw the second Valki. I think it's still a keep. Queued the same opponent. Okay, I mean, I think we're favored against Jun, so I wouldn't even mind so much. I wouldn't mind getting queued against Mono Bluetron again. Pauper is already pretty broken. Yeah, I look at Pauper Decklist a bunch. One of my good friends is like really, really into Pauper. He always wants me to play it, but I don't know. It actually just doesn't look that fun anymore. I used to play lots of like Mono Blue Delver back when Treasure Cruise was around, and when it got banned, I played a decent amount of Affinity. But I remember I played Mono Blue Delver in a PTQ a few months ago off stream in Pauper. I didn't really like the games very much. How can I check this deck list? You can always !deck, and it'll pop up this deck, and then also it'll say, see my stream decker for all my deck lists, and you can kind of browse what I've been playing. I think my opponent might be choosing which companion to reveal. They maybe have all 15, and they're not sure which one they want to bring out for this game. All things MH2 broke Pauper, yeah. Although, yeah, Image 2, like, actually, for all the people who hate Horizons 2, Pauper players probably have the most right, and then Legacy players probably, and then Modern players. Breeding Pool on top, it's probably good enough to keep. If your deck is 80 basic lands, or 80 lands, you can have all the companions, right? Suspends Ancestral Vision. Yikes. There's an Archmage's Charm on top. Let's just draw that. I might just fetch 2 Triumphs here. Image 2 is also likely to break Pauper. Yeah, Pauper is just going to become Horizons block constructed. Yeah, you only get to reveal 1, of course. Yeah, well, you can have all 15 in your sideboard, but you can only reveal 1 at a time. But you get to choose which one. And then lose every game. Yeah, it must be hard out there for Pauper players. You cannot play Zerda if you play Urborg. I believe it. Get some rhinos for me. Does their deck play counter spells? Is the question we need to answer. I think counter spells are bad enough for us here. That'll just go main phase. Yank a rhino. Oh yeah, maybe we could play around. I mean, I think Remand is like so bad for us. I just want to play around it. Force of Negation is maybe just okay. I don't think Zerda cares about lands in your deck. Oh yeah, Urborg gets through. Urborg doesn't have an activated ability. I see. Yeah. That was a 2-for-1. Hopefully they don't have, As Foretold into something. Hopefully their hand is all Zerdas. Oops, all Zerda. Is it Charm and maybe Prismari Command? Prismari Command doesn't counter anything, right? Yeah. But Prismari Command does seem okay in their deck. As Prismari Command seems in a lot of decks, okay. Pillage? Need to bottom that. Well, we've been had, I guess. Yeah, I really like the Zerda Stoneblade combo deck that Mohan Everett brewed, and we played a bunch of. Wow, that pillage was so good. get some more rhinos. I can't push because I got the Temur Triome. Just been totally decimated here. Off it. Yeah, that pillage seemed pretty good, huh? Let's bring in the Aether Gusts, the Thoughtseizes, the Explosives are the best removal spells because they just 1-for-1 the rhinos. Decay can answer the As Foretold. Put the Clean to Dust. I think I'll play like 1 Decay. Damnation is probably okay to keep. Cut an Opt. Yeah, we did get the 5-0 earlier, King Hog. I also 5-0'd last night off stream. And then so I was 11-0, then we lost to Mono Blue Tron, and then Jund, and now we are down a game against the Rhinos deck. Keep, I suppose. Can you cast the 7-mana side of Tibalt with Lurrus? You cannot, no. Portables to 5. When Lurrus first came out, you could, though, I think. Or you could at least play Walking Ballista for more than X = 1, and you weren't supposed to be able to do that. I opened one of these in a Time Spiral Remastered pack. I was really surprised to see it was like $50. Put it down to just 1 card. I think I'm unlikely to fetch for a Triome here since I don't want to get Electro Dominanced in response. Although I will just counter this. I'm pretty down to just with my opponent's multiply, just take 1-for-1s when I can get them. They multiply and Gemstone Caverned. I wouldn't be do this. I would not take this line unless my opponent was already so down on resources. I feel like I'm getting some lag. Yeah, we 5-0 the first league, then 1-2 dropped. Facing our nemesis, Mono Blue Tron. So if their hand is exactly Electro Dominance, it has to be like Electro Dominance Restore Balance for it to really be so bad. I'm gonna just draw 2. Good beats if their hand is exactly Electro Dominance Restore Balance. I'm not that scared of rhinos. If they go Electro Dominance Ancestral Vision, they're spinning 2 cards to draw 3 cards, which is, you know, a fine thing to do, but not the end of the world. Yeah, Ancestral Vision was at one point banned in Modern. It's not a good card. Might bounce their Gemstone Caverns here with Cryptic. I think that's okay. Get Breeding Pool. They're pausing like they have something. They're pausing like they have Electro Dominance. Maybe I'll just get the Triome, play Scared for a bit, and go Archmage's Charm the Vision, and then have Gust up. Yeah, maybe Vision would have been good at some point, but I think it wasn't pre-banned. Alright, there's an island on top. Let's shuffle that. Yeah, but maybe Vision would have been fine at like the very beginning of Modern. Yeah. Perfect draw. Okay, they've got 3 cards in their hand. Gust hits a lot of their deck, but not all of it. Great draw. What's this, Lurrus? They have As Foretold, which you have Force up for. Could probably Tibalt next turn. It's fine. Cryptic Command on top. I would like to draw that. They're drawing Steam Vents. I'm so okay if they just a Blood Moon me again, so we're gonna give them the option to put it on top. They put it on the bottom. Well, this is game, so I have game 3 to play. I am officially counting my chickens, despite them not having hatched yet. I guess I should... Tibalt before bobbling, because we're just going to get the pillage off the top there. They're drawing See the Truth. Sure. We could theoretically get got, but I'm not even sure exactly how. Got game 3 though. They brought in Blood Moon, so maybe I want to play the second Decay. Maybe I don't need Damnation if I have 2 explosives for their Rhinos. I'll play the second Decay over the explosives. I choose you, Lurrus, the Dreamed In. We can keep this hand. A 2/0 mana ops. Force is maybe the most important card, and Force in a 7-card hand with like 2 other counter spells is about as good as you can ask for. Yeah, Bitter Blossom was it was funny that Bitter Blossom was as banned as long as it was. Although I will say that I would rather cards stay on the ban list until they're definitely never going to get banned again, rather than see cards come off the ban list and have to go back on. Because I think Golgari Grave Troll having to be rebanned was one of the worst things that's ever happened to Modern. A card that comes off the ban list and has to go back on it is a big mistake. Yeah. Artifact lands, anyone? I mean, artifact lands are dangerous cards, honestly. But I don't think that they would be too good right now. Golgari Troll was fine, was unbanned it. Yeah, but unbanning Golgari Grave Troll was asking for trouble. You know, it's like Golgari Grave Troll is an incredible enabler. A card that is only ever going to get better over time. Cards like Wild Nacatl, Stoneforge Mystic. Well, maybe Stoneforge Mystic isn't a great example, but because you can print better equipment to make Stoneforge better. But Bitter Blossom, like these cards are really just not getting better. Like I think Splinter Twin is a card that would keep getting better just because there's just so many good ways to protect the combo. Birthing Pod keeps getting better and better. Yeah, there are cards that get better, and there are cards that get worse. Yeah, KCI would also only gets better. Mox Opal also only ever gets better. I'm pitching a Cryptic here. Could maybe pitch the Snapcaster. Assuming that we were going to cast Force. I don't really know what they're doing. Do you have to force this? Let's pitch the Snap. Alright, hopefully we draw a land. We did. A 4-color untap land. If they play another Blood Moon, I'm probably just going to go Decay. They don't have... There's no monkey in the format, so I don't need to fear Electro Dominance here. No monkey, no worries. Naya Triome would make the cattle tier 1? Yeah, absolutely. In before Manamorphose. I don't think their deck plays Manamorphose, but yeah, that's true. Very easy Cryptic Command, I think. You can get an island with this, so I can Gust a Moon if they somehow resolve one. I think I'll bounce the Canal here. Assuming I don't need to counter anything. I think Rite of Flame is also kind of asking for trouble. Rite of Flame wouldn't see play just Storm. Rite of Flame lets you Blood Moon on turn 1 like a lot of the time. Not all of the time, but a lot of the time. I think I'm content with that trade. Well, awesome, Austin. Congrats to you. I'll be like, I mean, I'm getting my second shot today. I'll be fully vaxxed in 2 weeks, but I don't really see myself going to paper tournaments anytime soon, but we'll see what happens. Ever play with Skull Clamp? In like EDH and Cube I have, but definitely way before my time as far as it's like standard modern printings. We're just slamming that? Probably. It's like, even if they restore balance, we just still get to keep Tibalt in play. And we hit Force of Negation. That's nuts. Wait, no, hold on. Dude, we can draw 3 cards off See the Truth. We get to draw 3 cards off See the Truth. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine picking 2 better cards here. I actually don't think I could have picked 2 better cards to hit. It's absurd. See if they have another dispute. Amazing. Hand's good. Opponents mulled to 5, but they, you know, they're smart and they brought Lurrus to the table. Oh. One of these matchups. So Misty Rainforest on top. I'll just shuffle that away, get my Temur Triome. Oh, Mill. I don't know how I didn't realize it was Mill. Could read Doom. Mill is probably a terrible matchup. The Decays help, I suppose. Oh, whoops, wrong land. Oops. But if they're just going to mill over their crabs, maybe it's not going to be that big a deal. Should have played the Sunken Hollow. Yikes. So I think my game plan is to just hold and bring to light for Tibalt. Hopefully I don't mill it over. If they cast another Glimpse, I don't really think I'm supposed to counter. I don't think I'm supposed to counter that either, because I just have, like, I need to have something to do with my pushes. Just need them to not mill over the Valki. Although if they have the Surgical, they can Surgical. Seems like a really bad matchup. It's a good draw. A little late, maybe. Opponent did mold to 5, so we could definitely still win. One less Surgical in their deck. They just Surgical in response to Bring to Light. We're also just so screwed. Opponent puts Lurrus in their hand. Well, if they don't have Surgical, I think we're actually in decent shape. But really not a decision here at all. Poggers. Archive Trap, anyone? Yeah, I'll have an Archive Trap. Just one for me, please. They can't Lurrus. They have a Madden Cacophony putting me down to 8 cards in library. But if that's it, that seems to be it. We can still win, maybe. Not casting visions this game. The -8 on Tibalt is going to draw a lot of cards. How do we win? We are going to mill out our opponent. I'm going to minus Tibalt to draw 52 cards. Cast a crab. Cast a crab. Cast a crab. I'm just gonna pass and archive trap them end of turn. Oh, kick Maddening Cacophony? I forgot that you could do that. I think that this is maybe better. You know, I never really got to play much with Tibalt back in the 2 weeks that it was super popular. I'm glad to be able to do it now. I guess I'm gonna surgical them. A surgical their drowns. Stay the hell away from my crabs. You never will touch a crab of mine again. My opponent Field of Ruins, we get to archive trap them? Oh man, I got more cards in my hand than there are in like the libraries, dude. It's awesome. Dream come true. Opponent with the huge punt here. I don't know if I have any basics left. This is my deck. Sorry. Okay, what do I want a surgical? Decisions. I think I'll just surgical there. Oh, I guess is that all 4 drowns in the yard? That is all 4 drowns. This doesn't really matter. Yeah, Glimpse is probably the choice. Yeah, okay. Their hand right now is just Lurrus, but Surgical gets cards out of their library, so I think I'll just draw step Surgical to Glimpse. Yeah, this has been an awesome game for sure. This matchup also seems terrible. I say as I am absolutely destroying them, but no, it chose wrong. I guess they didn't have one of those. This is also a very it's good that I didn't play this deck back when it was around, because this is tricky to navigate, I'll say. Just too clunky, too much going on. Okay, so I have I have a Glimpse and a Maddening Cacophony and 2 more crab triggers, so I should just build them out here, right? Yeah, I can't snap the cards I sent to my opponent's yard. Bad deck. Should use Mana Leak. I will counter that it doesn't matter even in the slightest bit. Would be my counterpoint. So Spellbomb counters Drown. They're playing 4 Drowns in their list. Sorry about the dog howling. Poor dog is always out there. Nobody loves him. Breaks my heart every day. I think Kling is actually just not that good against them. E for Crab's Orbs. I feel like we just went 4 push 3 decay. E's kind of slow. I don't know. I mean, EE I think is better in other versions. What should I be cutting for EE? Hey, Cryptic's not that good. Kling seems good for stopping surgical. That's true. Decay. I think Decay is better than EE. Decay answers Orb for 2 mana. Explosives answers it for 4. We could probably cut a Bauble. Yeah, but Kling stopping surgical, I agree, is pretty good. Let's just do this. Maybe on the play, I'll play the EEs, but on the draw, they also seem worse. No cuts, just add cards. Oh yeah, I forgot we can do that. Yeah, maybe... I liked it more when we had Ridden 6 the other day, but maybe like 67 cards is pretty good. Like, we're already like a little land heavy because we have Lurrus anyways. Maybe this is fine. I don't like to do this in every matchup, but this kind of looks good to me. So like trimming Cryptic. 69 is the key. Oh yeah. Okay, let's bring in the Lurrus. I'm not gonna play 69 just for the memes though. Sideboard looks really funny. Oh man. I think this was correct. Or at least it's like seems like a solid plan. Opponent's mulled to 6. And we've actually like, you know, we've kind of mulled to 9 here. Because just by having 68 cards, we just counter a maddening cacophony. And we have Lurrus. So we've mulled to 9. The first ever mull to 9 in Magic the Gathering's history. Probably not. I feel like we played against Grixis Shadow, which seemed like a bad matchup. This seems like a really bad matchup too. But we're winning what seems to be quite bad matchups, which is always nice. I think they were supposed to fetch Trio now, so that if my opponent has... if they draw a trap for their turn, they can't cast it. That's how I usually play this. Whatever loss has been to today. Mono Bluetron, and then we're 1-1 against Jund. We got pretty flooded against them. And then we 5-0'd our first league, and I 5-0'd my league last night. Can't remember all the matchups. We played against like Titan 4 times between last night and today. We've won all those. I've been beating Heliod. They milled over a Valki, so if they surgical Valki, it's bad for us. But we did just, you know, blank this maddening cacophony kind of by boarding up cards. No, opponent's playing all the E-Crabs. They just don't have them in their hand. They mulled to 5 this game. I'm sure my opponent's playing all the crabs. They just had a bad hand. This definitely feels like our game to win. I'll also say this feels like our game to win. I guess I'm gonna play the EE on 1. Could be right to mana leak that push, honestly. Yeah, I boarded up to 68. I don't think you're supposed to just have dead cards. Could maybe have brought in like the Crumble to Dust. But I think 68 feels like a good number. Like your ratio of lands and spells is also not great when you board up cards. Try to F6 check me. So if opponent has another orb, we get punished for having played this out. At the time, we had the Decay. We have a Cling to Dust in the yard, which is relevant. Yeah, main phase. I mean, I think you want a main phase fetch just to blank any trap drawn for turn. If they have a trap there, I'd rather not let them have mana up to counter back, maybe. Might not be the best approach, but... yeah, these spots are always weird. We don't have a Bauble in the yard. It's kind of funny. I guess I'll play Misty Rainforest. If my opponent has Visions from Beyond, I'm going to Cling to Dust. To shrink my graveyard. Get Valki to avoid Surgical. Well, I can probably I could Cling to Dust away the Valki. I still have 34 cards in my library. This makes sense, so they can't Surgical it. Exile. Exile, Bring to Light. I think just lands. Clean one of my cards? I mean, you could just exile as part of the escape cost. I guess one of my cards... oh, would have been way more relevant for the Visions, of course, of course. I still just don't have a Mishra's Bauble. But I can go Lurrus, Snap, Thoughtseize here. That gets me down to 19 cards in library, too. Oh, actually 18. GG's, fun game 1. GG's. Alright, 2-0. Mill seems like a terrible matchup, so to 2-0 it. I mean, my opponent mulled to 5 both games? Their draw game 1 was bad. I can't remember what they mulled to. Maybe both games. Yeah, I don't think there's a good way to play around Extirpate. It's a really hard card to play around. Yeah, they mulled to 5 and we mulled to 9. It's pretty good. And one of our losses was to Mono Blue Tron. That's your round 1 opponent at the GP. You feel really good about your list. You've been playing it on Magic Online for weeks. You feel like it's a perfect metagame call. Round 1, you play against Mono Blue Tron and get absolutely decimated. And that's what buys are for. Alright, I'm going to use the restroom while we wait for our opponent. Still staying super hydrated. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I've had 2 cups of coffee, 2 of these yerba mate things that Esther keeps buying, and then like 4 cups of water. I'm trying not to have any symptoms so I can stream the challenge tomorrow, but we'll see. See where the wind takes us. Play against Heliod, which I think is a really good matchup. Life so short, 5 months. The story of Mono Blue Tron feels too detailed to be a what if. Oops. Oh, great draw. I'm getting my second COVID shot tomorrow, so I might just be out of commission. I really like. I haven't had like any trouble casting Decay yet today. I didn't have any symptoms on my first shot, so I'm not. You know, we'll just see what happens. That first shot was fine. Probably hit Sunday, hopefully, because I don't really have anything to do Sunday. Smash him ginger and garlic. I'm getting Moderna. The first time though, my arm was like way more sore than I thought it would be. That might just because, you know, I live a soft soft streamer lifestyle. Our MTGO user lifestyle. But it was like sore for 2 days or something. I think she shot at like a weird angle. Well, we've drawn pretty perfect this game. Wait. I don't have an untapped land to fetch with this Verdant Catacombs. Yeah. Alright, well. So maybe... I'm sure we could have sequenced that differently. But can't get basic island, only one basic swamp, have both shocklands in play. Stealing Utopia Sprawl doesn't do anything. They still get the mana. Because the controller is... whenever the Enchanted Forest is tapped for mana, the controller of the forest makes the extra mana. I'm just going to bounce a land. I know that my opponent's probably going to Coco. Oh, wow, they just F6'd. Well... it's going to jam here. We beat Infinite Life, so they have to like hit Heliod and Conclave Mentor or Ariak Champion. They also have to have Coco, and they have to have us not find a... I guess I don't have any untapped black sources. And I do. I've got like Reflecting Pool, Drowned Catacomb. So a lot has to go right for them here. And like step one is they actually have to have Coco, which it seems like they have. How do you beat Infinite Life? You break up the Infinite Life combo, and then you steal a Heliod and you steal a Walking Ballista with Tibalt. It's not that difficult to do either. Yeah, we just with a little help from our opponent is how we beat Infinite Life. I mean, I'm just going to cast a Heliod, I guess. Just leave the charm up. Tap's pretty bad. Can you activate Heliod? If I steal a white mana from my opponent, yeah. Just steal their Horizon Canopy that's in the graveyard with the ultimate. Yeah, this matchup has felt really good. I'm either 2 or 3-0 against it so far. I can't remember how many times I've played against it. At least 2. I know I haven't lost a game against it yet. I think the last time I played it, I just cut the 3rd Force for the 3rd Decay. Didn't change anything else. Matchup is also probably even better with this version since we don't have like Drowns to be turned off by Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace just isn't that good against us anymore. Like it turns off 1, 2 kind of. Snapcaster Ambush Viper. Turns off Lurrus, but we also have a bunch of decays. I want to cast Shatter Assumptions. I haven't got to cast it yet. Modern's also just so weird right now. Like we had that, was it Monday of this week or Tuesday? Wednesday? Whatever day of the week it was. I think it was Wednesday. That we just played against Tron like half of our matches. And today we played against Mono Blue Tron once, but haven't seen it at all today. Modern's pretty diverse. Sometimes your matchups are weird, I guess. Hand's a little slow, but I think we keep on the draw. Opponent's mull 2-5 on the play. Love to get a Fatal Push. Maybe Yargle will find me a push. There's a Drowned Catacomb. So let's fetch up Watery Grave just with the upside of finding a push off of the Bauble trigger. And if not, we can just cast the Opt. Okay. Shatter Assumptions is almost exclusively for Tron, and it's obviously a very good card in that matchup, or I'm just hoping it's a good card in that matchup, I guess. But it's also good against Niv Mizzet, which is a hard matchup for decks like ours. Usually. Could maybe keep land number 4 here, but I really want to draw something to do on this turn. Like Decay. I guess I'm decaying Conclave Mentor main phase to play around Veil of Bummer. I could wait till they attack because of Exalted. Let's do that. We have Force for Veil of Bummer anyways. But also, like, I think that maybe Shatter Assumptions is not the card to play. Like, we could maybe just play 2 Tails End. That would go a long way for the Tron matchup. Like, I think you could cut the third Aether Gust for the first Tails End. When I'm playing around a removal spell. We could just play out Snapcaster Mage and block here. Kind of like that. Ambush Viper. They call it Veil of Bummer. Yeah, I always call it Veil of Bummer. Can maybe have blocked Arbor Elf Decay Noble Hierarch. It's kind of interesting thought. They did miss a land. And now we can't snap opt this turn. Oh, they cracked Canopy, thank you. They didn't Pendlehaven. So let's decay the Noble Hierarchy, even though they have Pendlehaven. I want them to Coco now if they have Coco. Okay, so we're missing a land, but we still have the Logic Knot up here. And they missed a land last turn, right? Yeah. Could Logic Knot this. I really want to Logic Knot something here. They missed a land last turn, so I think this was their draw. Yeah, they mulled to 5 this game. I think they have a Ballista in their hand as a guess of mine. I'm not sure what the rest of their hand is. I had something about my read was wrong, I guess. Last card, just a Spike Feeder, though. Feed me, opponent. Yeah, I'm up to 2 trophies with this deck. I just lost playing for 5-0 so many times this season. But finally up to 2 trophies. Hopefully we can just like speed run and get 3 in 24 hours. It's a broken deck. Might have a difficult time if we never draw a land, I suppose. They don't have a super fast clock, and we'll hopefully draw a land at some point. Ding, 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 ding. And some life gain. It's kind of nice. I don't know what's in their hand. They haven't been doing anything. They can cast anything they draw besides, like, the random Archangel of Thune. It's probably their draw for turn. They named blue with Utopia Sprawl? Are they splashing for Teferi? Is that something these decks are doing? We didn't see blue mana game 1. This could just be a bluff. How good is that? To, like, in spots like this where you already have all your colors, just name a random color with Utopia Sprawl to try to bluff your opponent into playing around something, like Teferi Time Raveler. Kind of feel like that's just a sick play. Pretty bad. I don't know. Like, it seems kind of free to me. My opponent's drawing Collected Company. So if they already have one in their hand, it's pretty bad for us. I'm just going to wait, though. Oh, they're shuffling. It's good for us, I guess. Yeah, I think this is a cool play if this is just a bluff. It could just have been a misclick. They could have blue cards in their deck, but if it is just a bluff, I like it, I think. I think it's creative. I think it doesn't cost you very much to do. I like the idea of it. Obviously, it's really, really small percentage points, but I don't really see how you ever get punished for it. And in Magic the Gathering, when you make a play that is really small percentage points, but has almost no downside that ends up being usually correct. Ranger Captain is really good for them. I think I need to cycle Cling to Dust to draw a card. Come on, dude. So we're going to bring to light here. My opponent's going to sack in response. Oh, they didn't sack in response. I guess I'm just going to minus. Yeah, I can beat Infinite Life with Tibalt. But my plan was to just get Valki and exile the Ballista from their hand. After these, they sacked the Ranger Captain, which they didn't do. This might end up being better for me. I'm not sure. Yeah, so how you beat Infinite Life is you break up their combo, and then with Tibalt, you assemble Heliod Ballista. Usually pretty doable. So you can 3/3 Ballista, which can kill Heliod, or sorry, kill Tibalt. If I force this Utopia Sprawl, 1, 2. If the last card is a land, they can still Ballista X equals 3, but I think I'm just gonna force anyways. The Mana Leak's pretty dead at this point. Or becoming more and more dead. And so this way, if they Ballista just kill the Tibalts, it's not so bad for us. So the last card is a spell. You can just bring to light for another Tibalt this turn. Unless we draw Tibalts. Glad they're not drawing this. Don't know what their last spell is, but I don't think we really lose to anything here. Or like any like one thing, you know. That could have been the card they had last turn. Looks like it was. They would have played that. So that was the card that was stuck in their hand. And now the game ends, I think. Alright, 3-0. 14-2 with the 75. Slow hands. Let's keep this. Bauble will find us early interaction. Well, if this is, it looks like Heliod again, which I think is, again, a very good matchup. Have I played versus Prowess? Yeah, I don't think I've lost to it either. I think it's one of our better matchups. There's a Bring to Light on top. I think I just need to shuffle that. Look for some early interaction. I'm going to get a untapped Watery Grave to cast any 1-mana spell that I draw. They have a Coco on top, which is good to know about. Bad to see. Champion's fine. Mana Leak's at least something to do this turn. I could shock, so if I draw Abrupt Decay, I can cast it. I think that I'm just not gonna get punished, maybe. Okay, not punished. So we know that they have Coco, Heliod. Maybe they'll upkeep the Coco. They also know that we know about the Coco. Yeah, 5 mana. They have a second Coco. Looks like they do. Bummer. So now Heliod is a kill. We don't get to Damnation in 2 turns because we don't have the Temur Triome. If I picked up the Teferi Lotus Field deck again, no. I don't think it's very good in this metagame. Deck was really good when it went way over the top of like the grindiest format ever, but the format's just too aggro. Alright, so let's take 5 or 6, depending on if they Pendlehaven us, I suppose. Oh, 7, maybe. I guess we can actually steal Arbor Elf. And then if we draw a fetch land, we can Damnation. Any chance we can bring to life for Damnation? The only way to do it next turn is if we steal Arbor Elf and if we draw a fetch land. But here, I'm just going to go, I think, steal Arbor Elf, Fatal Push the Conclave Mentor. And maybe I'll just bring to life for Tibalt. See what we draw. We know that they have Heliod in their hand. Tibalt minus, if they go Heliod, Ballista. We still don't die because I can't activate Heliod. Opponent could have pumped. Yeah. Bring to light, Tibalt minus, block, they could pump, whatever. Tibalt's Heliod's, or Tibalt survives. I guess if they have Ballista, they can kill the Tibalt, but that's not even so bad. This should be fine. I'm just trying to like figure out how it goes poorly for us. I don't think it really can. Or I don't think it can go so bad for us. If we minus on the feeder. This is game 1, so no Veil of Summer either. Wait, they have Eldamri's Call? Oh no, they're moving a counter over. Which saves them a mana next turn. We have to chump block with the elf, which is okay, whatever. So it's Heliod, 2 mystery cards. Even if they have land Ballista, they're 1 mana short of killing us. They do have the land. The other card is Ranger Captain, which is not a Walking Ballista right now, but it's a Walking Ballista next turn. And they can also sack, of course, to prevent us from... They can also... Oh, so they're thinking about just using the Ballista to kill Arbor Elf so they can kill Tibalt, though. Can you Cryptic their Temple Guard with Utopia to survive? I don't... Yes, I think so. They'll have 3. Yeah, that works. But it doesn't work if they kill my Tibalt. The game is gonna be pretty different. Oh no, that doesn't work because they're casting the Heliod right now. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. I have to find a removal spell for Ranger Captain. They put a counter on Heliod, not Ariok Champion? Weird. It's pretty good. Fetch land and a Fatal Push. Huge shout out to Tibalt for that one. Nice. This deck is amazing. Bad timing because I don't think I'm gonna be able to play it at the challenge tomorrow, but recommend picking this up, chat. Good thing you tuned into twitch.tv/aspiringspike today. Why would I use it in the challenge? Because I'm getting my second COVID shot today, and there's a good chance I'll just be out of commission for a day with symptoms. If I'm good to go, I'll be playing tomorrow, but just a good chance I'll be out of commission. But thankfully, there's a PTQ on Monday to maybe make up for it, right? And this was my sideboard plan earlier. I think we're gonna stick with it. This matchup has felt really good. Just having specifically the Tibalt package is so good in this matchup compared to the Sprite Dragon plan. Their Skyclaves are also almost dead in this matchup, which is cool. Wait, the PTQ's at 2 a.m.? I don't know. We'll figure it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I didn't know it was at 2 a.m. 3 a.m. my time. I'll figure it out. Thank you for telling me, because I don't think I would have looked until like the day before. Fatal Push on top. Hell yeah. Running really hot. Do you think the Prowess matchup is good? I think Red-White Prowess is a good matchup. I think Blue-Red Prowess is even-ish. I don't know. Stormwing Entity is a really hard card for this deck to beat. And it should maybe be respected a bit more. Doomwake has been hyping up the Blue-Red Prowess variant recently, and so I do think that deck is really good. But the Prowess players are currently split between Red-White and Blue-Red, so it's tough. I'm not sure. But I think like Red-White's a really good matchup. I think Jund Shadow is a good matchup. Just the card Stormwing Entity is the card that's good against you. If they don't have a Stormwing draw, you're pretty favored. You do have outs to Stormwing with Damnation and Bring to Light for Valki, but that is the problem. Do I own any MTGO cards? I own some like promos and full art lands and stuff, but I even like cycle through those. I don't always keep all of them. Getting Breeding Pool here. No Veil of Summer. I don't know if we're legally allowed to ask for no Veil of Summer, considering how lucky we've been getting. But Clothis answered my prayers, I guess. Played versus Soulstrong last night, and he said he had basically no outs to Stormwing. I mean, you have 3 Bring to Lights, 1 Damnation, and 2 Valkis, and you have Cryptics, I guess. But oh no, I was gonna offer it to my opponent to counter the Ballista if they promise not to use a spell with the mana. We were probably winning anyways. I was gonna offer it to I was gonna type in, if you don't use that 4 mana for anything else, I'll counter your Ballista. They conceded too quickly. Yeah, you can play Go for the Throat in the side. I'll think about it some more. You can also maybe play a second Damnation on the board or something. I guess they bring in a lot of Spell Pierce against you. Alright, but let's see if we get our second good hand. Believers, more than 2-1. Hopefully I can follow through for you guys. Is Red Headband still in the chat? If so, Headband might be the first person to get to 1 million. I think we're usually good against Overgrown Tomb Inquisition. Wait, my opponent forgot to reveal Lurrus. What the hell? My opponent forgot to reveal Lurrus? Is there like a glitch or something? Is Magic Online bugged? Oh no. Yeah, it looks like Boomer Jund, which one of our 2 losses today was to Boomer Jund. But we also got super flooded, and we played them earlier and we crushed them, so we'll just see. What the fuck did they do versus Tibalt? They actually trophied it earlier. But yeah, it's tough for the I mean, it's a really bad matchup for them, I think. We got very flooded both games, the game we lost. They also could just be black-green. Double Overgrown Tomb is really weird. Okay, they're on a brew. I mean, there's no way they take the Fatal Push. Why aren't they playing Lurrus? It's the Mere Retriever list? Press a button to doubt. I think I get Sunken Hollow here, so that way I can Lurrus. I think this is better than holding up Snap Push. No. Okay. I think we discard Snapcaster. No, let's discard the Lurrus. It's kind of close. They have Tarmogoyf on top. If I draw a land, it's kind of a good draw. Do I just discard Cling to Dust? Yeah, I kind of like just discarding Cling to Dust and snap pushing the Goyf. They know I have Snapcaster in their hand, though. Maybe I should have cycled it first. We can just, like, escape it, you know? We get to attack Liliana, which is nice, too. Oh, I almost targeted the wrong card. So, any non-Temur Triome land enters untapped and allows me to bring to light for Tibalt. Pog. Why did I bet? No, I don't know. My deck's busted, I think. Imagine betting against this deck. I can't believe I knew this deck was really good, and I did get the feeling like this version would be better after playing Wednesday. But Wednesday wasn't like the worst stream we've ever had or anything, but I was really hyped on this deck, and we didn't have a great showing for it. And chat, I didn't really believe, but hopefully they believe now. Yeah, bringing to light for Valki is one of the best things you can do in Modern. Having Lurrus as a companion is also one of the best things you can be doing for Modern. This deck gets to do both things while also playing just like the best removal suite and as well with the fatal pushes, you know, Archmage Charm, Cryptic, Force of Negation. And you also like have flexibility with what you play here. You can play Drowned Thoughtscour, you can play Icewing, you can play a lot of different things, you know, here. And the mana is really good too. I really believe in this deck. I'm supposed to cut the forces probably. Their deck's a bit weird, of course. There's a Snapcaster deck. They probably have Ren. I'll play like one Spellbomb at least. Probably want the Damnation. Probably cut a mana leak. Just do something like this, maybe. Maybe the Gust isn't that good because they're like a blue variant. Could play like the first Bloodchief's Thirst. First Thirst is probably better than the fourth push, because it answers Ren. Let's play a mana leak. On the draw though. Play the first Force on the draw. Think Blood Moon is good against decks like this? Yeah, Blood Moon's fine against us. The Decays in the main deck, you know, help a bit if you like float mana, kill it. But yeah, I'd say Blood Moon's a good card in the match against this deck. Just doesn't win by. Tibalt and Lurrus, two busted cards that used to cost 3 mana, yeah. Now this one costs 5, this one costs 6, but they're still pretty good. Yeah, you can have Trophy as well against Stormwing. Trophy is not the best answer to Stormwing, though, because Trophy is not that good against the rest of Prowess, you know? Against the Lava Dart deck with a bunch of Horizon lands. So, like, you can even play, like, you can maybe just play a Drown or two in this version. I think, like, maybe the first Drown is fine without the Thought Scours. But they obviously get a lot worse without the Scours. Drowned Catacomb on top. Let's draw that. I'm going to play around the Veil here by just decaying main phase. I think if you want to play a 2-mana Doomblade effect, you want to play Go for the Throat. I think that's the best one. Because there's a lot of Shadow decks right now. So Doomblade just being bad against Shadow decks, I think, is not where you want to be. Cling to Dust on top. Is Cling to Dust better than putting Lurrus in our hands? I think no. Painful mana this game. The one that kills non-legendaries. Doesn't kill Lurrus against Shadow decks either. Ooh, we drew both Valkis. Rough. First time this has happened today. Not like it ends the game. Yeah, it's hold of Cryptic here, I think. Alright, I hope my opponent doesn't have a Veil. I mean, it kind of seems like they have Bloodbraid Elf in their deck, so Bloodbraid Elf kind of like reduces the chances they have Veil, but whatever. We don't even know for sure that they have Bloodbraid. I'm just kind of guessing. Their deck's certainly hard to predict. How many games have we won versus opponents just conceding? I mean, usually they concede once you have Tibalt going off. Card's really hard to beat. They have Drown. Seems like it. Oh. Nope, just let it go. Sure. Yeah, Modern's in a really good shape right now. Format's just like super diverse. They have a Ketria Triome on top. I'm just going to pass with the Cryptic up. Format's real diverse. You can play whatever you want, really. Ideally, we could just like get our Ketria Triome, start hardcasting these at some point. Alright, I'm not in a huge rush. Just cast my Opt here. We find Archmage Charm, draw 2, Snapcaster, Snap Opt. Nice. No dooming about MH2. We'll doom when we see broken cards. This is a no dooming about MH2 stream. I guess I play Lurrus so I don't go to discard. I should have played the Sunken Ruins though. We've seen Snapcaster out of them. It's the only other blue card so far. I think I'm going to crack the Bauble on their turn so that I can have Revolt just in case there's a bigger creature I want to push. Could maybe try to draw a counterspell for that. I'm not sure how important Rin is. Veil of Summer is on top of my opponent's library. Oh no. It's a good card against us. We still haven't found a fetch land for Ketria Triome yet, either. Well, there's the Ketria Triome. Right, with them drawing Veil of Summer, I think I'm just going to go Bring to Light for Bloodchief's Thirst. Maybe we'll get Decay. Oh, right, they're just going to counter this. Nice. So they have a Veil of Summer in their hand now. Confirm. They just never drawn a fetch land. It's unlucky for them. So this turn we can cast Cryptic and then charm the Veil. And we can like bounce Rin end of turn. And like maybe start the fight over that. And even if we lose the fight, if assuming my opponent picks said fight, we just get to untap and Valki. Oh yeah, they don't have double black. Alright, so if they have a 1-mana counterspell or a Force of Negation, they can, you know, win the fight or whatever. But this is the turn to tap out for our Cosmic Impostor. And I guess I should probably leave up Watery Grave. Some good value. Should we be picking up Valki before he jumps even more? It's not a finance stream. I don't really know how much Valkis are worth. I did buy 2 just so I was pretty close to owning this deck of paper, so I bought 2 for myself. I think I bought them for like 16. That honestly feels like about right for like a standard mythic that sees play as like a like one thing about, I mean, of course I say it's not a finance stream, just talk about finance. But one thing to note if we're gonna talk about this is that the Tibalt decks are gonna play 1 or 2 max, and so it's not like any modern deck needs 4 copies. I don't know how big a factor that is. As someone who doesn't really think that much about this kind of stuff, but if you know, if you're smart, figure out what that means as far as the finance of a card like Tibalt. Oh, they get. I believe that they get to cast Bar Over if we petty thefts, which is fine. Snapcaster. What are they? Just gonna target Veil of Summer probably. I guess this is fine. We'll just like start fighting in their upkeep, so they don't get to draw off the Veil. Whoever casts the creature gets the adventure. Really? I mean, I believe you, but that's just not how I would have predicted it worked. It's a drown. Can't imagine them winning from this spot, honestly. We have Snap, you know, counterspell here. And then the ultimate is game over. Dude, 3 trophies in 24 hours with this deck. 2 on stream today, 1 off stream last night, and a 1/2 drop. I told you I believed in this deck, chat. So what is that? That's we.